Okay, so what a wonderful world of Amazon selling. The speaker used the word domination at least 30 times in his presentation. What a great introduction for me. My name is Domas, and I like to dominate the search results. The topic I'm going to be talking here today, and I'm speaking in English. I hope there's at least one person in the room who doesn't speak Lithuanian. So the topic I'm going to be talking today is not about something that we've previously done for a client of ours and how much revenue that brought in. I want to broaden the horizons a little bit and show you a peek into the future, what AI can bring and what currently we are working on at RepSense. I'm a customer success director at RepSense, so basically most of the time I'm working with the clients who already signed to work with us, teaching them how to use these AI models to boost their online presence, their visibility, and in many cases their search domination. Okay, so what I'm going to be talking today, how do we search? What happens beyond the search, how AI can help you understand more about the product values that drive sales, and also how AI can dive deeper into the content when somebody writes a review or an article about us. A famous futurist, fantastic novels writer, has said that future is already here. Is just not evenly distributed. And in a lot of conferences I've been recently, you either, they start with the brand name of a AI company, thinking that, saying that it's a new thing that's going to change the world. And little did we know that product suggestions in e-commerce, that's also artificial intelligence. And it's been here with us for ages. Now, how we use it, that's, I guess, the more interesting part. And what I want to be talking about today is about search results. You see, around 14 years ago, I started working for a company that was doing Google Ads and search engine optimization. And there's some people in the room who've been in the business before. And that was probably one of the two companies that started working in Lithuania. And I've been working with Google ever since, trying to understand how people search, how we can get more visibility on search results and drive traffic to our websites and generate sales. So while I was preparing for this conference, I was always looking into some statistics. How do we find new brands? And how do we research brands? And I could have like a lot of slides here, but I think this is the most interesting part for me, that people, when they try to discover more information about the product or more information about the brand, among all the age groups, search engines will be one of the most used sources of information when I try to find more about the decision, usually a purchase decision that I'm going to make. Of course, with a younger audience, social networks will come into place and they will keep on. Also, well, the older you get, the less influence the social networks will have on your purchase decision. And then the next one, a very important one, is consumer reviews. So all the different content that has been created about your products, about the brands, about the experiences and the services. What's missing here? Nobody goes to your website to be influenced in their purchase decision. The product and brand websites are like ranking, number 4, number 3, if you're really old. So most likely, the last minute before they do the purchase, they do that last minute research whether I'm making the right decision. And if you look at the current statistics of the, what do we buy online? Of course, 50 of us, do the standard e-commerce shopping, but like last month's result, over 20% of us were buying groceries online, and groceries were at the peak during COVID, but now it's dropping a little bit, but it's still, grocery shopping online wasn't in Lithuania 3 years ago. But we also use price comparison sites. We look for reviews. We look for sales drivers, so different sources of information that will let us make up the decision, if I'm making the right choice or not. In many of these cases, as we see, we're going to use search engine as our primary source of information. And that will most likely lead not to your website, but to the other sources or other websites that will, that will talk about your brand, and then different values or attributes of the product when making this purchase decision. If I can have a show of hands, but because while working at the advertising, I know that most of the time you will monitor your advertising spend. You want to see the return on ad investment in those campaigns. But how many of you actually monitor the revenue from the organic traffic that you get on your website? Okay, there's one. Give me another one, guys. This is e-commerce conference. There's two. Ruslan, he's doing this. Okay, so you put money in advertising, you want to get that spend, and then working for an agency, I know that it's always, you can say, okay, maybe this channel is not working very well, but look at the growth of the sales through the organic. That's growing. That's how it's working. And when I'm looking at the first page of Google search results, I'm going to use this abbreviation of a SERP, search engine result page. It's like a business card. Whatever information is there, that's your reputation. That's how you're going to be found. And well, you can have all the different sources of information telling different things in different lights, and maybe you want this whole controlled. So we move from the area of something that's called search engine optimization into SERP engineering. Okay. While I have this, so I'm working for a company, RepSense, and our business is to build language models that were able to understand the content, that are able to understand what are the messages and the meanings of those messages that will influence sales. If an average conversion rate of an e-commerce website is what, less than 2%? Or maybe someone else higher than 2%? Well, so if, what happens to the other 49 people who came on our website but did not buy the product? And I think that's a huge mistake. What happens to them? We pay the money, they come to the site, they see the product, they put it in the cart, and they don't finish the purchase. So if they are going outside of a website looking for additional information, I want to demystify this. I want to find what information they find and how this influences their purchase decision. So to bring a little bit more clarity to that process, we are developing a sentiment engine. A sentiment engine that is able to understand the content, find the subject in that content, and understand the narrative around it. And if you look at, if you look at that content, you're able to distribute positive and negative attributes related to the product. Let me give you like a realistic example, because I see like a lot of eyes that are running around. Procter & Gamble will have a lot of products or brands that will compete against each other in the same category. And one of the most popular products in advertising is laundry detergents like Ariel or Bonox. So this product has several attributes that will drive sales. And I just made a list of them. So it has to smell good. It has to be the best of getting stains out of the cloth. It can be environmentally friendly, and you can communicate about environment with this. It can be a low cost, like the lowest cost on the market, and it also can be a very efficient product. What do you think out of these 5 is the most sales driving communication phrase? Is it the environment that everybody's talking about? Well, actually, environment is at number 9 from the list. I'm not telling all the 9. Is it the lowest cost? No, it's not the lowest. Okay, so what do you think something? Okay, so removing stains. Yeah, removing stains is at number 3. The smell is at number 2. The efficiency is at number 1. So if I were to start a new laundry detergent and I want to communicate about this, I would look at these attributes and tell them, okay, can I be the lowest cost? Maybe not, because I'm like small scale, produced in Lithuania. Can I be environmentally friendly? Probably it's not going to be very effective in removing stains, so I'm not going to communicate that. Most likely, I will say, you know what? With my laundry detergent, you're going to have 25 washes in terms of 20, and then you're going to be, buying less and maybe at the same time being more sustainable, putting into the ESG. So we have to understand what kind of knowledge drives sales or drives purchase decisions. And when we talk to different audiences, we also understand that there's different audiences will have different priorities. For them, economic side, for one will be more important, and maybe the smell side or the packaging side will be more important for the others. But now let's move a little bit to e-commerce. And as an example I really, really like is about VPNs. So if I am an affiliate website writing an article about how to choose the best VPN service, most likely in the article there will be 3 products placed. One will be Surfshark VPN, the other one will be ExpressVPN, and usually the third one will be NordVPN. So how do you write an article saying that Surfshark is still as good as NordVPN, but more expensive than ExpressVPN? So you have to find a narrative that does not diminish the other product on the shelf by telling that you are a little bit better, slightly better. Because if you don't know, Surfshark, NordVPN, and Express is actually the same company. So you want to sell all of these. You have different audiences that you're selling the product to. Well, you have to talk about all of them. So what we try to do here, we try to use the natural language processing, which is a base of all the speaking devices. And even today I had, on the way here, I heard 2 guys doing an interview with ChatGPT. It was really funny, now it can talk. So we are empowering AI to read the content, to find the narrative, to understand what is being said before the actual sales are being driven to the website. And this is the whole idea of or regeneration of the organic content, organic traffic that is organic content that is generating users to your website. Reviews, mentions, articles, positive, negative, and there's also different ways to fight that. So understanding the topics that convert will allow you to have a strategy of what topics you should be talking about and what are the discovery keywords, as we call them. So these are like high volume keywords that used to be called SEO keywords. So what are the discovery keywords? What are people looking for when they try to make this last minute research before making a purchase? In a way, we add this, with AI, we add the narrative approach to sales. So it's not only marketing and the good image and the better copyright of the Google ad, and who else than e-commerce have done all the A/B testing to try to make sure that they know the best result, the advertising will drive sales. But in this case, we talk more about collaboration between search engine optimization and your public relations or public appearance. And we try to converge these 2 things by showing the companies how their content is being scraped and deciphered by artificial intelligence. One of the examples is the company of Mondelez, and this is the producer of Oreo and Milka and lots of other brands. We talked to them 6 months ago, and I said, guys, you're in trouble. You know, your company is not moving out of Russia. There's a lot of negative publicity in the media in the foreign countries. This will come to Lithuania. They said, look, we look at the Nielsen data. This is the data coming from the cash registers at the supermarkets, at the key accounts. We're not losing sales. Our category is growing. We're growing as much as the category growing. We are the leader in the category. And that happened to quite a few companies that decided not to leave Russia, stay in Russia, and they said, like, there's no impact on sales. The people still go to the shelves. There's this one problem, you know, they still eat Oreo or buy milk or drink Wolf or Sengelmanis. But when we look at the content, you know, it accumulates, and the sales will not drop that fast. But eventually, now we're signing a contract with them just to make sure, because now they want to monitor it. They have to come out with the good news, because all the news that's out there are negative publicity that is not helping you. So this is an example how Adler is the newest model of sentiment engine is working, where it is able to find in the article different subjects, well, in this case, the brand name is the subject, and also to understand the narrative around that subject and give it a score. So when we work with media monitoring companies or public relations companies or any type of content, we can analyze big quantities of that. And of course, maybe when you are small e-commerce, like you do alone and you have like one, like, which is now quite popular, you know, one website, one product, it's easier for you to control the narrative. But when you are Huawei and you have 100 mentions every day in different languages, so what the sentiment engine does, it reads the content in any language, translates it to English, runs through the algorithm of the sentiment engine to understand the narrative around this, and then gives us a reporting that we eventually give to our clients by enriching the media monitoring data and the conversations around the product. And most often this is reviews, but sometimes it's also publications like this around Mondelez. And since we're a data company, I just want to show you a very practical example how you train a large language model. And like one of the versions, if I ask ChatGPT, give me 100 statements that will say this company is a good employer. Okay, so employer will be one of the brand equities. And also, I'm able to say, okay, these are 100 statements that say this is a company, this company is a good employer, and also give me 100 statements that it's a bad employer. With that information, I can train the model to understand what type of narrative relates to being a good employer or a bad employer. So now, like in this example, we have a 3D model of narratives in the categories of employment, investor, leadership, some general information, the customer related, and something related with scandal or defamation or, you know, bribery or, you know, cheating. So when you look into the model, you can see that some of these values or attributes will overlap between each other. So let's say being a good employer is also being a good company from the customer perspective. But some, like in this case, the leadership has no correlation with what? With scandal. You know, the red area will be the scandal, so that's the red area over there, and that's the leadership over there. So there's different attributes that have the narratives around them, and if you can control the narrative, you can dominate the search results. So I am quite sure that there's a list of potential search queries that your clients will do on that last-minute research, and I'm very sure that you can build a strategy how to boost your sales through, well, across interconnected different types of content when you can dominate the search results by doing SERP engineering and not only SEO. Next speaker, Ruslan, will be talking about SEO. He's a mastermind of that, coming from Estonia, so he's going to dig deeper in that topic, and he's also a good person to speak about RepSense as well. And I want to end up with some of the interesting ideas that it's not. I still have 4 minutes, yeah, so I'm finished. It's not that building a large language model is the finished process. We are in the process of discovering it. We're inventing new uses for it. And yesterday we were vetting political candidates. Today I'm looking for the companies who speak about sustainable energy and looking for the companies to be an investor for an event. But the whole idea is that the more information we have, the more information we need to analyze, we can use artificial intelligence to do that reading for us. And now with the robots being able to translate video into text and audio into text, any type of content can be scraped and analyzed. Thank you very much. And if you have a question, this is a good time to ask. I'll put my contacts on the link on the screen here. You can find me on LinkedIn or book a demo on our website.
Okay. Thank you. It was very interesting presentation, and it feels like the first part of what it will come afterwards. I'm checking with the audience, do they have any questions? And while I'm doing that, can you answer me, how much does it cost to build that large language model?
Well, one of our competitors just announced that they're going to build a sentiment engine based on a large language model. Well, it was like 2 weeks ago. We were laughing. He's like $500,000 behind us. We're burning cash like crazy. We spent $500,000 in the last 6 months, and we spent another $800,000 in another 6 months. And our company does not have much sales. This is mostly data scientists and developers, because we are at the forefront of the sentiment engines at the moment. So at least $500,000 will get you to the stage where we are here right now.
Okay, so not much competitors are going flying here, right?
Well, last week I had several meetings with media monitoring companies worldwide. They all want to have this because they're doing this manually. None of them have the resources to dedicate to it. So we are at the forefront, and I think this is one of the first AI-based Lithuanian startups that is generating 50K revenue on the subscription in 6 months. Okay. So the fastest growing startup on the revenue generation at the moment in Lithuania. So. Okay,
I know that despite, let's say, 24 is coming, marketers are planning the budgets, and some of the budgets are shrinking because of the economy. But one area that companies tend to ramp up spend is MarTech, marketing technology. So basically you are there. So my question is, so at first, how much does it cost to use you?
Well, actually, okay, it's a good sale opportunity, guys. It starts at 190 euros on the monthly subscription if you have one brand in one country. Okay. And then it adds another 50 euros per brand per country you want to monitor, and you want to monitor not only your brand, you want to monitor your competitors too. Because this is from publicly available information that we scrape, so any kind of data around them will be found. So that's... For us now, the amount of clients is the more important part than the profit we're going to make.
The reason why I was asking, because your solution is like, yeah, I mean, it's a very good solution, it's very important, and the examples you made like Mondelez, but let's say how it resonates, how it could resonate with small and medium businesses.
Well, in most cases, this is review monitoring. So, instead of, you want to know what people are talking about you, and you want to be able to react to those reviews. And this is the kind of tool that gives you the understanding. Instead of going and doing 400 searches and scraping, analyzing every result, you will be notified about what's happening about you, and then you can take action just solving those problems that are happening at the right time.